Hello and welcome to a British Audiophile. Now, I haven't done one of these news features for quite a while, and the reason is, as far as new product releases are concerned for the first half of 2022, there haven't been that many that interested me. Sure, there have been plenty of stuff for AV enthusiasts, headphone listeners, turntable lovers, but that typically tends to be outside the remit of what I do on this channel, for now at least. I'm talking about streamers, DACs, 2-channel amplifiers, and speakers. I wanted to wait until I had enough products that I was genuinely interested in rather than just post a video for the sake of it. I'm fortunate enough to say that I'm in that position now. So let's start with the really big news that came out recently. Retailing for £6,000 in the UK, the LS60 Wireless was launched to celebrate the 60th birthday of the Kent Engineering Foundry, presently available in 3 finishes: royal blue, mineral white and titanium grey. It's a 3-way active speaker system, deploying a mixture of Class A, B and Class D power. 500 watts of Class D propelling the 4 side-mounted 130mm, that's 5¼ inch woofers, 100 watts of Class D for the 100mm 4-inch mid-range, and 100 watts of Class A-B for the coaxially mounted tweeter. That's 700 watts per speaker. Crikey! The UniQ driver is 12th generation, featuring metamaterial absorption technology, as found in the LS50 Meta. But because the driver in the LS60 Wireless doesn't have to handle low frequencies, Kef were able to shrink it in size. This allows the front baffle to just be 13 centimeters, 5¼ inches wide, and maintain a super slim profile. The LS60 Wireless features 2 pairs of their Unicore bass drivers, a technology deployed in their KC62 subwoofer, where the drivers are mounted back to back in a force cancelling arrangement, an attempt to minimize cabinet vibration and maximize output in a confined space. Utilizing Kef's W2 platform, the system will play files up to 24-bit 96 kHz resolution wirelessly or 24-bit 192 kHz resolution with a wired connection. With the emphasis on convenience and wireless playback, it can handle streaming services from all the providers you'd expect, as well as give you access to internet radio. You're not let down by its acceptance of streaming protocols either, which includes Spotify Connect, Tidal Connect. Yes, it can handle Roon as well. It's nice to see a HDMI eARC input, connect that to your TV and use the TV remote control to control the volume. There's also an optical and coaxial digital input, as well as an Ethernet network connection, an analog RCA input and subwoofer output for the bass heads out there. The Kef Connect app has been updated to include the LS60 Wireless. It supports Android as well as iOS platforms and can be used for system control. You can access the DSP functionality to tune the system to your environment. Interesting, isn't it? The Kef have chosen to mark their 60th anniversary with an active DSP speaker system. I think it shows real intent on their part as to the direction they see their brand going and the industry going in general. And when it comes to the industry, I have to say that I agree with them. I think many people are going to find it very hard to pass up on the idea of having minimal wires, minimal boxes, and the convenience of being able to tailor the sound to their own environment, certainly as more of these systems come available and they get better in the future. But me personally, I find it disappointing that Johan Korg, who works for Kef, he's been there ages, apologies Johan, I don't know your official designation within the company, but he's ruled out the possibility of a passive design being available in the future. He says that the actual design of the LS60 rules out that possibility. And I think I know where the problem lies. It's to do with that woofer arrangement. Those 4 woofers working in conjunction probably present quite a demanding load when it comes to impedance, phase, as well as overall power on what would be a passive stereo amplifier. But I think I've come up with a solution. They could do a hybrid active design where you have the 500 watts of Class D power where it matters most, controlling the 4 woofers. But as far as the mid-range and tweeter is concerned, you could connect your own amplifier to get the tonality that you desire. And the reason why I think that's important is that I'm yet to hear an active DSP design that I'm happy with tonally. They do some great things and they're an easy recommendation for lots of people. Just talking from my own personal perspective. I haven't heard the LS60s though, so perhaps they might be the first one. Bluesound have launched a new hub for £309. It's a network accessory as opposed to a dedicated streaming transport, allowing you to collect a variety of audio sources and play them back on any Bluesound player as part of a multi-room system. Inputs include HDMI eARC, coaxial digital, Toslink optical, analog RCA, and a moving magnet phono input. Each hub can stream one digital and one analog source simultaneously, and up to 4 hubs can be supported on a single network. Once installed, the hub can be selected through the excellent BlueOS app. Controllable by a smartphone, tablet or computer, it supports Android, iOS, Microsoft and Mac platforms. The hub connects to your network either over Wi-Fi or wired Ethernet connection. It has an external USB-C power supply to maintain a compact footprint and maximize placement opportunities around the house. It's cool that vinyl lovers can take advantage of the inbuilt moving magnet phono stage, allowing you to stream your records to BlueOS equipped players wherever they may be in your home. I think it's excellent the flexibility that the hub brings for those of you who've got Bluesound devices and NAD devices with that kind of system. The ability to pull in additional external sources into the ecosystem, that's wonderful. And it is by far the slickest system that I've come across to date, better than my Lightning DS system on my Auralic Aries Mini, which is slower, clunkier, laggier in its operation, and the user interface, the graphical display, is nowhere near as enticing. But yet again, I've got a little niggle. When the hub was initially launched, I got a little excited. I thought it was a dedicated streaming transport. I thought for a little over £300 I could buy this device, attach it to my existing Hifi and bring it within the Bluesound streaming platform, perhaps add more later. But that isn't what this device does. Now, you can do this with the Bluesound Node, but that's at least a couple of £100 more expensive, and you're paying for a DAC that I wouldn't use because I've got better DACs already. So I would like to see Bluesound develop such a device, a dedicated streaming transport. The promise of lower noise and lower jitter such a device could bring for a relatively modest sum of money, I think would be very worthwhile. Rotel weren't going to let their 60th anniversary pass unchecked either. They've launched a new Diamond series comprising the RA6000 integrated amplifier and the DT6000 DAC transport. The RA6000 is a powerhouse capable of delivering 200 watts per channel into 8 ohms, 350 watts per channel into 4 ohms. The Class AB amplifier weighs 19 kilograms, 42 pounds, priced at whisker under £4,000 or €4,500, $4,500. The amplifier supports a plethora of analog and digital inputs as well as Bluetooth, including 3 optical Toslink, 3 digital coax, USB and network Ethernet connection, although no details of the supported streaming protocols. There's a moving magnet inbuilt phono stage, 3 RCA analog inputs, subwoofer and pre-outs, as well as a single balanced XLR input. The curiously named DT6000 DAC transport is actually a CD player with additional functionality. Like the matching RA6000 amplifier, it's available in a silver or black finish. There are single-ended RCA and balanced XLR analog outputs. It can function as a standalone DAC, accepting optical, coax and USB digital inputs, but there's no digital output. Hardly a transport then. The DAC is based around the ES9028 Pro chip. It supports MQA. The DT6000 retails for just under £2,000 or €2,300, $2,300. I can't remember the last time I heard a new Rotel product. It has to be a good number of years, and these are exactly the kind of devices that I'd be interested in reviewing. Now there's some good news on that front and some bad news. The good news is I know who distributes Rotel in the UK. It's Sound United, who are responsible for brands like Marantz, Denon, B&W, Polk, etc. The bad news is I've been in touch with them for quite some time and the discussion hasn't gone much further than, listen, we've got some stuff going on. I know they had a massive restructuring recently and they're going to get back to me as and when they've got products to review. Hopefully things will move on in the near future, but we'll just have to wait and see. Talking about Sound United, Marantz have added a couple of products to their model range in the last few months. The Model 40N may look identical to the Model 30, which first saw the light of day over a year ago. However, this is a different design. Whereas the Model 30 has 100 watts per channel of Class D power, the Model 40N has 70 watts per channel of Class AB power into 8 ohms. The price is £700 less as well, with the new Model 40N retailing for £2,199 in the UK. The N designation informs you that this amplifier has network connectivity, unlike its big brother. It has a built-in HEOS streaming module that you can connect to via Wi-Fi or Ethernet. The HEOS app supports most of the streaming services you would expect, including Spotify Connect, but there's no mention of support for Roon as yet. Marantz have launched an accompanying CD player, the CD60. At £749, it's around a quarter of the price of the SA CD30N that came into existence alongside the Model 30 amplifier. Together, the two products form a visually striking, retro chic, complete electronic solution for less than £3 grand. Rega have also got a new amplifier and CD player. Well, not entirely new. They've updated their Elicit amplifier to Mk5 and their Saturn CD player to Mk3. The most significant change is that the Elicit Mk5 is the first Rega amplifier to feature digital inputs, quite a statement from a company whose name is synonymous with turntables and phono stages. Housed within is a DAC based around a Wolfson chip, where all the inputs are galvanically and optically isolated. But turntable users need not be disillusioned. There's still what's reputed to be a very good built-in moving magnet phono stage. The Elicit Mk5 has a new preamp section from lessons learned developing their higher-end Athos amplifier. It shares the same FET-based circuit. An amps volume potentiometer replaces the previous microprocessor controlled one. It's on sale in the UK for £2,000. The matching Saturn Mk3 CD player will also set you back £2,000. It retains Rega's striking top-loading CD mechanism, but the casework is new to match the rest of the range. The unit can be used independently as a DAC or a CD transport. There are two optical digital inputs, two coaxial ones, an asynchronous USB, as well as digital outputs for the CD transport. The digital to analog conversions is handled by dual Wolfson WM8742 chips. It can deal with signals up to 24-bit and 192 kHz resolution. Over the previous models, power supplies have been enhanced and the analog to digital circuits redeveloped. The Elicit Mk5 and the Saturn Mk3 are two products yet again that are right up my street when it comes to review. And unlike Rotel, Rega's a brand that I'm pretty familiar with. I've heard their products so many times over the years in different settings and generally always come away with a very positive impression as long as the system's set up correctly. In fact, I'd go as far as to say that if I was personally looking at an amplifier, anything from the Brio, which must be around £600–700, up to their offerings around £3,000, Rega would be on my short list. When it comes to selecting products for review and asking Rega for products to review, I know a couple of people to speak to at Rega. They're always very polite, very courteous, always take my calls. But when it comes to getting the products to review, that's where we come across a bit of a stumbling block. Unfortunately, they've had some negative experiences with YouTubers in the past. Now, let me just put it this way. Not everybody in this space behaves professionally. So their policy is that they do not send out products to YouTubers to review. I wish they'd review that and become selective, but I respect where they're coming from. So no Rega review in the immediate future. So how did I do with my selection? Did I miss anything? Is there anything that you wish I'd covered but I didn't? Please let me know in the comments section. All that remains for me to say is if you like this video, you like what I do with this channel and you want to see it grow, please do all that social media stuff. Check me out on Patreon for bonus content, consultancy services that I offer, and join the ABA club where we get to chat face to face quite regularly. But for today, for now, a British audiophile, signing off.